Hey old friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and welcome to another Everquest video. This is TAKP. Got some new stuff that I've never had on the channel before, so I'm kind of feel quite infused to record some stuff. So Planes of Power just released on TAKP, which is an expansion I've got absolutely no experience with from previous. I never played it at all before when it came out originally, but I'm playing now. For a little bit, not much. I've only kind of really seen the beginning of one plane at the moment, in the plane of tranquility, which is kind of seems to be the plane that links all the other ones together. But I've just zoned into the plane of justice, and already from what I've seen, I really like it a lot more than Lukelin. And as you know, I hate Lukelin, just everything about it. But so far with this, I kind of feel like the visual style, it harks back a bit more to the original game. So far, I've only seen 2 or 3 different models, but they feel better as well, the way they're animated and the way they look and stuff. So yeah, so this is the plane of justice. I've just come back to the beginning because I want to show you. My group is sitting somewhere, but I wanted to come back to the beginning and just show you the entry part. So this is, you zone into a graveyard. Apparently, the graveyard is a new feature in Planes of Power. So if you die within the zone, after 15 minutes, your corpse will appear here. So effectively, if you wait a little bit, you don't have to go on a corpse recovery in the planes. This is the plane of justice. I like all this. There's like a hangman's tree there, guillotine there, and stuff. Yeah, this is the entrance area, and there's like a prisoner block, some stocks there. I guess this is where the tribunal deal out their punishment. I've got to find my way to where I was now, actually. I wasn't where I thought I was, my group, because I accidentally zoned out. But I think we're... I know, are we just here? Yeah, so there's a zone out is behind us. I accidentally just zoned out, basically. But this is where my group is. This is the prisoner block, which I'll show you. I just need to rebuff my. I'm showing you this. I might switch over client. If that's easy to do. Let's have a look. I'm just going to move. Yeah, so I'm looking at it from my enchanter's client, which means that you can. He's a bit taller. I haven't shrunk him, so you can kind of look down on what I'm doing. Maybe I'll flip between clients. I don't know, but yeah, the prison block. Actually, what I should probably do is stay on. Stay on the top client first, I guess. I don't really have this set up particularly well, so you have to excuse me. I stay on the top client first, so you can see. So this is the prison block, and all of these doors have prisoners in them. Yeah, which are all kind of based on. They've all been taken. They're all kind of based on the like real, like classic models. So you got half elves and XRs and high elves and all that kind of stuff. And then you got these guards running around, the sentries of justice. They're all indifferent, including the prisoners. And there's no faction at the moment with them, it looks like. So yeah, you don't lose or gain any faction or whatever. What I'll do now is I'll switch over to the other client now, so you can, you kind of know what kind of how it looks essentially. Better get this guy slowed. So I've come here fresh from coming out of the hole and spending some time in Seb, and I would say that these mobs are kind of the prisoners are lower level. Apparently the planes do have a very high Zem, so I think leveling at this point on, I think leveling in a plane, if I can find a good one to level in, then I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, but the Zem is apparently really high in the planes. Yeah, so these sentries assist each other. What you've also got is some little rats running around. Now, at first, I just ignored the rats, as you do. Because it's like, well, they're just rats. But they assist the guards, or the sentries, and they're kind of like light blue and dark blue, and they hit for 100. So my enchanter died this morning. Yeah, because I got like 3 or 4 rats plus a couple of guards, and he was keeping stuff down, but eventually, yeah, he's like paper thin. It's funny because I've worked on his defensive skills as well and whatnot. I have to say, like all of my characters are. I've already got one of these. I'm not quite sure what it does. I'll have to check it out. Maybe it's a quest item. Yeah, but all of his all the gear on my characters, I've got some pretty good weapons, and some people have been quite generous and given me some stuff. But I think generally, in comparison to what a lot of experienced people are running, you know, my stuff is quite basic at the moment. So I need to deal with that, and it's not hard to deal with because you got the auction, you got the auction house. Or the bazaar, so you can just there's one of those rats. I don't think the rats, let's have a look at see if the prisoners have spawned again. Yeah, here we go. I don't think the rats I don't think the rats will I don't think the rats help the prisoners, but the guards help the prisoners, so maybe the rats do as well. Yeah, the guards help the prisoners. I need to get that one slowed, I think, probably. Yeah, these prisoners go down pretty easily. Some of them are casters, so you've got to be careful. I think you need to get them slowed, though, really. I think that's a sensible thing to do. Also, there's an Ixar in one of them who was hitting me for 172. Generally, these prisoners are hitting me for less than the rats were in the hole. And I would say the XP on these is probably lower, but the Zem is higher. I'm really not being efficient here from an experience point of view. I could be getting quicker experience. I think the thing with TAKP, the TAKP has this thing where you, the higher level you are from the mobs, even if they're blue, you get less XP. I don't think that's a thing on P99. There's another guard there, so we'll pick him up. The guards are slightly higher level. Yeah, but the prisoners will help each other as well. So you've got to be careful with that. I'll leave my. I don't. Manchard doesn't do a huge amount at the moment. At some point, he's going to do some charming, but really at the moment, that's not where we are. I'll see if I can find a guard. A guard's a long way away. Too far away. He might go around the corner actually. In which case, we'll just pull another prisoner. I'll fund a hoof here. He's like a caster as well. They all seem to be casters, most of the prisoners. Yeah, which is fun. I think I've kind of got my enchanter positioned in a good spot, so you can see the action. But yeah, I mean, I'm really like I was talking to a guild member Fancy yesterday, and he was saying that like Plains of Power has a you know, in a lot of Everquest players, it's kind of like one of their favourite expansions. Yeah, it's got a nice place. It's got a nice place in people's opinions. I know like people on P99 might not kind of be down with that, but yeah, and I can see why. You know, it feels a step back from away from Luclin towards. As I said, I haven't seen much of the zone yet, so you know maybe I'm just talking rubbish, but much of the plains yet. But it feels nice as well. I like the way that the dungeon, the plains themselves seem to be designed so far. I think there's a ton of stuff to do in them, like you know, just oh hello, glittering ring. I wonder if this is you know, these mobs equivalent of. I think we've got a roamer here, have we? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Don't know if that's these mobs equivalent of like gems and stuff. They don't drop any gold. But I quite like that because it kind of fits in with the with the fact that it's a plane for prisoners and justice and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so be careful of the rats because they will assist the guards. Prisoners will assist each other, and I think the sentries seem to assist the prisoners as well. So you've got to be careful, basically. I was my original camp because someone was around this area, but yesterday. So my original camp was in one of the prison cells. It seemed to work out okay, but there was a couple of prisoners in the cells next door that were aggroing through the wall. Like one of them seemed to be right up against the wall, so that was a bit of an issue. Yeah, so this section quite near the exit is a good spot. And if you just get dumped by a load of rats, then you can leg it basically. Yeah, as I was saying about gear before, I need to look at the bazaar because my stuff is just not very good, with the exception of a few pieces. And I guess kind of this, I guess obviously expansions go in order, right? So in order of progression, So I guess when the developers design this, that's the zone out there. So I don't want to go there if I don't have to. I don't want to accidentally zone out. There we go. I think it's through that door, so I should be all right here. Oh, okay. Raw diamond. Interesting. Yeah, so I need to look at some gear. I quite like to camp my own gear, but I think there's certainly some low. I think there's certainly some stuff from expansions before this one that I can pick up that will kind of certainly increase my power base a bit. Yeah, but I guess when they design this, they expect people to be. I think we got this one, didn't we? They would expect people to be in Lukeling gear pretty much. So yeah, so like Ram here or Sram, however it's pronounced. Like he hits hard. He's your OP monk, definitely. I'll just get him slowed. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to playing kind of through the planes. I don't want to I haven't been to any Velius at the moment on TAKP, and it's all content I want to go through, all the dungeons I want to crawl through, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that would kind of be stuff for future videos, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to reaching that point where planes is kind of like where you base your whatever you're doing. That'll be pretty awesome. Let's see if Ram here is still hitting. Yeah, 172. That's it. Yeah, that's his max. Yeah, so he hits hard. Get him slowed though, and it's game over. As I said before, experience seems slightly better. It's like my shaman leveled yesterday, and he's at 4% at the moment. So he's gained about 4%, and I've only been here a short period of time. So it seems slightly better. I think as I said, I think most of the prisoners are lower level than the whole. But I think the Zems in the plane seem really high. There's already low, I guess people kind of have been planning. They planned this stuff right, so there's already a load of people who are level 65. Yeah, which is fine, I think the planes has a lot of content to work through, so you want to get to that 65 as quickly as you can, then move on. But yeah, as I said, I mean, I really like the style, the whole style of the zones and the plane so far is really, really nice. And it does feel like it's gone a bit more back to that, not completely back to the older design, but it's a bit more. I don't want to pull any. I don't want to pull that much here. I can help it. Yeah, but it's definitely gone back to that more classic feel anyway, I would say, to the art style, if not completely back. It certainly feels a bit more like that. He's got a ton of hit points, old Ram as well. Sam. I like the name. Although Noramir is a strange one. Doesn't really sound like a an Ixar name. Let's just move him forward a little bit. That's it. I think we'll probably clear out some rats. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys are on playing TAKP, if you've gone into the planes yet. I know a lot of my guilds and stuff seem to be, in the guilds. In the planes, I should say, in the guilds. Let's clear these rats. I mean, the rats give experience, so there's kind of no need not to do it. There's no reason not to do it. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys are playing TAKP or whatever, if you're in the planes, or whatnot. Yeah, it's it's interesting so far. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different. I'm guessing all the zones have got their own style to them and stuff. I can't remember which one it was, but I went in one yesterday where there were these like everything was like clockwork. There were like these golems made out of clockwork stuff, and there were some clockwork spiders and all that kind of thing. So I'm assuming that everything's got its own feel. And even though I said before, like previously, about you would expect there to be some some overlap. You know, they want you to they want you to be probably in Lukeling gear and stuff to do it. It's quite nice that there is some stuff here that you can do if you're a kind of if you're not level 60 and if your gear is not totally like OP. I'm gonna get this rat as well. Stop some assisting. Yeah, I'll keep meaning to do a video about New World actually, just to let you know how things are going on there. As I said before, I've become a bit jaded on the YouTube front. But TAKP's quite. I like TAKP. The reason I like TAKP is I can help myself. You know, I'm kind of like split personality. If a character needs to do something, hopefully I can get to a point where the other characters can help them do it rather than relying on anyone else. You know, so I quite like that. I quite like that. Yeah. Yeah, but New Worlds has been an interesting one. You know, I went really hard on it for quite a while, and I still really the stuff I enjoy. I still really enjoy it, but I kind of personally, I kind of feel that the changes they're making to the game are not changes aimed at my style of gameplay. So I guess you would say like not soloing, because as I said before, and it still actually is. That's how it is. You know. Like New World is one of those games where I've done more grouping on than anything, you know, and I still go on like faction runs for gear and opening chests and all that kind of stuff. But I do feel that I've kind of got to the point on that where it feels like it's slightly moving away from the sort of game that I was maybe hoping it was going to be. And certainly if you're a more casual player, you know, they've certainly made things more grindy. But anyway, that's for another video. I've got a couple of other characters on the go as well that I started. Well, 3 other characters actually, but I kind of feel that I need to get these characters to 60, and then I think everything kind of opens up. Like the Beast Lord, which is the newest character, is doing a lot of the donkey work anyway, and the others are kind of really just supporting. I don't really watch. I must confess, I don't really watch a huge amount of YouTube or Twitch anymore. Twitch because of the VOD thing. I know someone said you can go like Twitch Nitro, whatever it is, which means that you don't get all the adverts. I was shocked actually. This was quite a while ago now. I started to watch some of a number of Everquest videos on Twitch, just catching up with VODs and stuff, and I couldn't believe what they've done with the advertising. Like advert after advert. You know, every 5-10 minutes there seemed to be an advert. You know, the adverts were kind of like I think this character might be a wizard. Yeah, advert after advert. Every 5-10 minutes you seem to get new adverts. And you would get like 3 or 4 in a row, and they're really obnoxiously loud. Yeah, so that's a shame. It's like for me, it basically killed like watching VODs on Twitch. I don't really watch a huge amount on YouTube anymore. I've like even Everquest stuff, but I did watch another content creator from P99, Techmos, and it was interesting the way he played, because I mean, I'm not comfortable with boxing. I do what I can with the others, but often it's the bare minimum. But he seemed to be a bit like me. I think generally a much better player, but he seemed to be a bit like me in the wasn't comfortable with boxing. But I like the way he was playing. He was kind of playing his Enchanter almost as though he did on P99, and the other 2 characters were kind of just tagging along to buff and sing songs and stuff. And I actually quite like that way of playing. I might do that with my Enchanter at some point in the future, where you play the characters you would play on P99, and your other 2 kind of just follow it around. I think he had a bard that was singing a song and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so I quite like that. I quite like the look of that way of playing. Because I know when I first started playing, I think people come here and they do expect to like have to box and stuff. But you don't have to. You know, you really don't have to. And also, there are just other ways of boxing. You know, you don't have to be uber like macro like some people. I mean, I'm disastrous. You know, still. I start the fight off, and then my shaman will slow and heal. And my enchanter does very little, unfortunately. He doesn't do any charming or anything at the moment, just because it's so, like, for me personally, it's so difficult to control those charm breaks and stuff. While you're trying to control other characters as well. The other thing as well is that charm seems to work a little bit differently here, so I haven't quite got the hang of that yet. But what you might find me doing at some point is, well, I'll definitely be getting the AA for. I can hear something. Quite sure what it is. I'll definitely be getting the AA for. That must be that's the way out. Yeah, that's why I confused myself before. I'll definitely be getting the dire charm AA. You know, so I think I can charm up to like level 46 mobs that don't break. I believe that's how it works anyway. The old kind of like cross between. Yeah, this is like a cross between a barbarian and a Sith Lord, these are, which I guess kind of fits the tribunal maybe quite well. When things get a bit hectic, I noticed that my shaman runs out of mana, and yeah, what will probably make more sense, I don't have it yet, but will probably make more sense is to get the slow, because my enchanter's not doing a lot, is get the enchanter slow, which is still, you know, get the best one that I can, which is still pretty decent. So my shaman just does buffing and healing essentially. Yeah, but if you're around my level and around my gear level, you know, you won't have any problems with these mobs. They're all pretty decent. The zone out is behind us there. This is just up the stairs. Well, you saw me running, didn't you? Up the stairs, turn right. There's this little alleyway here where I pulled to. I'm not sure if I'm etiquette. I'm not sure my etiquette is right here. I'm not sure if I'm, you know, I guess if someone trains and stuff, I could be in trouble being right near the zone line. But this is where it, I guess selfishly, this is where it makes sense for me to be camping. I'm not even sure I'm on the right side. Maybe I should be on the left side. I'm never sure about that kind of thing. I think it's being British. You know, I always feel that we move on the left, so everyone else, yeah. So maybe I should be on the other side actually, because people will maybe run through this section. I'm not sure. I'm not going to overcomplicate it for myself. Let's just not go there. Yeah, but I'm now New World's passed. I'm fairly heavily back into TAKP. I think we'll get a couple here. Yeah. So there's some weird stuff going on with regards to aggro through walls, which I never saw before on Classic. So I think there's an aviac in the other cell, and I think because that guy was standing right near the wall, the aviac will also aggro. Yeah, there it is. So we will get him. Oh, smokes! He's got a heal. I think what I forgot about there is that that's Shadow Knight, the Dark Elf. So I think he's slowed now though, and Shadow Knights generally tend to not cast any more spells. So I think we're okay. Yeah, took that harm touch right on the chin. So Enchanter's actually doing a little bit of work here, which is quite good. I think I might get the slow as well, because it also means I don't have to take the shaman around. I've kind of got a really low level druid that I'm planning on leveling at some point. Yeah, so that will probably be a good thing. I need to root Frack, otherwise he will smack the crap out of my enchanter. He might do that anyway. I guess what I should be doing in this instance is maybe calming him or something while he's mezzed. I wonder if that means that I've already pre-slowed him. I wonder if that then means that he won't. The aggro from my enchanter might drop. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm literally still a newbie. Lots of fawns and like flame skins and stuff going on with these mobs as well. There's quite a lot. It seems a lot of druids and wizards floating around. No magicians so far. I'm really enjoying this again, though. Coming back, you know, this is kind of gameplay that you just don't get in other MMOs. I think it's what always keeps people coming back. Sometimes I'll quickly flip over to the enchanter, as you might notice, and cast a nuke. That's a win, double win. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I thought I'd just show you. I'll show you the planes as I go along. I thought I'd show you this entrance area where the graveyard's quite an interesting new mechanic, which I know that some people won't like, but there you go. Yeah, but all quite interesting at the moment. Like I'm having a good time. It's nice to see some Everquest stuff that I've never seen before. That still feels kind of within that classic boundary. Not quite, but for me, who's kind of got over the kind of like P99, you know, elitism kind of thing, it's still all right. It still kind of feels within that realm. If you know, I can understand people that see that it's maybe too far out. You know, for them that's fine. But I still see that it still falls, for me, it still falls into that area roughly. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching.